The first few years with Alex were idyllic. We were high school sweethearts, our rekindled romance a whirlwind of passion and shared dreams. He was supportive, understanding, and made me feel cherished. Life felt perfect. Then there was his mother. Initially, I welcomed her into our lives. She was warm, affectionate, and seemed genuinely fond of me. But gradually, her presence began to loom larger than life. She'd offer unsolicited advice on everything from my career choices to our interior design decisions. Her phone calls became more frequent, her visits more intrusive. I started to feel like I was living in a fishbowl, every move scrutinized, every decision analyzed. The pressure to have children intensified. "When are you two going to give me grandchildren?" she'd ask, her eyes twinkling with an expectation that bordered on demand. She even went so far as to name our future child, treating it as a fait accompli. Alex, despite loving me, seemed unable to set boundaries with his mother. He'd try to appease her, to smooth things over, but it only encouraged her intrusive behavior. One evening, as we were discussing our future, I brought up my concerns. "Her constant pressure about having children is starting to stress me out," I confessed. "It feels like she's dictating our timeline." Alex sighed. "I know, Mom can be a bit overbearing sometimes. But she just wants what's best for us." "But what about our own desires?" I countered, feeling a pang of resentment. "What about our own timeline?" The conversation ended abruptly, the tension palpable in the air. I felt unheard, unseen. The breaking point came at my mother-in-law's 50th birthday party. I had planned a small, intimate gathering, a surprise for her. However, her speech, instead of being a heartfelt tribute, was laced with veiled insults, subtly implying that I was somehow failing to fulfill my duties as a daughter-in-law. Instead of defending me, Alex looked horrified. He seemed paralyzed, unable to react. In a moment of fury, I confronted my mother-in-law. "Your veiled insults are hurtful and unnecessary," I said, my voice trembling. "And Alex, your silence is deafening." The room fell silent. The festive atmosphere shattered, replaced by an awkward tension. My mother-in-law stared at me in disbelief. Alex, his face pale, looked as if he'd been slapped. The fallout was swift and devastating. My mother-in-law, deeply wounded, cut off all contact. Alex, caught between his mother and his wife, retreated into a shell of silence. My attempts to reconcile with him were met with resistance. He blamed me for the rift with his mother, refusing to acknowledge her role in the situation. He accused me of being overly sensitive and of making a mountain out of a molehill. Looking back, I realize I should have set firmer boundaries sooner. I allowed his mother to overstep repeatedly, compromising my own happiness and well-being. I had naively believed that love would conquer all and that our relationship would be strong enough to withstand the pressures of family dynamics. This experience has taught me the importance of self-respect and the need to prioritize my own needs and boundaries within a relationship. It was a painful lesson, but it was a necessary one. I learned that true love requires not just affection and commitment, but also a healthy dose of self-respect and the courage to stand up for oneself, even when it means facing the disapproval of loved ones. I may have lost a relationship, but I gained something far more valuable: a newfound sense of self-worth and the courage to prioritize my own happiness.